Jacksonville. They hired who we thought and who was reported, Urban Meyer. If it's the same thing I've said in multiple episodes, if Jacksonville lets him develop a culture and a system and gives him enough time, you could find success, especially if you are now going to land Trevor Lawrence. So I like the hire. I hope there's a lot of foresight into this hire because I think Urban Meyer is going to need a little bit of time to develop and also make that change to the NFL. So overall, I like it. I'm excited to see what Jacksonville is. They've played a lot of exciting games last year, even though their record was really bad. But I think before the halfway mark, I picked Jacksonville a lot to win games because they were winning or they were losing very close games and they looked good. So if the play is there, they just weren't hitting on the win. So we'll see what Urban Meyer can do. What do you think of this one, Drew?
Yeah, he's taken over the Pro Football Focus ranked 32nd best roster in the NFL. So out of 32 teams, not great, right?
Yeah.
But completely agree. When you're coming into an opportunity where you're going to have a guy like Trevor Lawrence, once in a lifetime quarterback prospect for at least 5 years, barring any injury, I think that gives you a lot of flexibility. You're at a place where, they fire coaches a decent amount, but they normally, even Doug Marrone or Gus Bradley, you still get 3 or 4 years traditionally. I think that he's going to have plenty of time, especially with a rookie quarterback, to be able to build his culture. Like you said, I think the fact that he's been a lot of people have been critical of the fact that he's never been in a NFL coach before. The same criticisms that people said about Nick Saban. These guys can only win when there's an outmatch of a talent, and the college teams don't work and stuff. It's something to me where the pro game has never more closely resembled college football. We keep on seeing new schemes from college being added into the NFL every year. We're seeing people like Cliff Kingsbury, who wasn't even a successful college coach, have success in the NFL because of the systems that they're able to run, especially with the players that they get to run those systems, right? Additionally, I think that you can make the case that Urban Meyer, although Steve Kahn, the owner, is still going to have 100% control over personnel, which makes me shudder, especially when you have a guy who is as smart as Urban Meyer. When you look at Pete Carroll in the first 3 drafts he had after he left USC and went to Seattle, they killed it. They got guys like Richard Sherman in the 5th round. They got Bobby Wagner, Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, like later, right? And then you look at what a guy like Mike Mayock was able to do in his first few draft with the Raiders. Now, you and I have bashed the Clelin Ferrell pick repeatedly, including again this morning. But especially but there were reasons why that pick was made too, because the culture and everything else. But also when you look at rounds 2 through 7. In the past couple of years too, Mayock has done a really good job finding players. Not only has Urban Meyer just been an analyst and watching the college game for the past 3 seasons, I think one of the things that you see there too is that he recruited a lot of these guys too. I think he's going to have a huge advantage, especially with some good picks now going into this system. I still am a believer that ownership matters a ton in the NFL, and in a really tough division, I'm not sure how good they're going to be. Urban Meyer is a guy that has been successful in every position he's been at, and my question about his ability to be successful in Jacksonville isn't so much about Jacksonville, even though I have major issues. But if we look at Urban Meyer, the past 2 jobs that he's had, he has left early for personal reasons, right? Whether it's health, whether it's covering up for some improprieties and not reporting, explicit behavior that he should have. There's a lot of, he has not finished his contracts in the past, 2 or 3 spots that he's been at. I'm not 100% convinced he's going to be able to last the term of his contract, just looking at some of his personal aspects. I will say though, what Urban Meyer loves doing is coaching. He does not like recruiting, and he doesn't have to recruit anymore, right?
That's
So
true.
I
He
do
could
think
just.
this is a good spot for him.
Mhm.
Florida is the perfect spot for him. He's going to have a lot of support in that area, in that community in Gainesville. So good for him. I hope he's really able to establish Trevor Lawrence, build a really good offensive line, and not have what happened to Andrew Luck and have his career derailed.
Yeah. Luck
Andrew
or
Luck
Burrow?
was Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was the first overall pick, best quarterback prospect since John Elway.
Yeah.
He got them to multiple playoff spots, right? They couldn't protect him year after year after year. He continued to get hit. Then he retired.
Yeah.
Way early and before anybody expected, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm not,
shocking.
so I'm not concerned
I
about
see what you're
Trevor
saying.
Lawrence doing the like David Carr thing where he gets hit so much in his first year that he can't come back. That was my concern with a Burrow. I'm concerned with Trevor Lawrence to be more of an Andrew Luck thing because I think he's so much better of a.
Got it.
At least when Burrow at first came in, right? I'm viewing Trevor Lawrence as a much better prospect in my book than what I had Joe Burrow as. It is interesting though because a lot of guys in the NFL that I like a lot, like Greg Cosell, are saying, "Look, Trevor Lawrence is great, right? Josh Allen is more talented than Trevor Lawrence is," and I think we saw that this year where it kind of finally started to flourish in the way that the Bills were expecting it to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Cool.